two, one. Hey, everybody, welcome to Rolling on Three, the first podcast for all three wheels owners. Whether you're riding on a Ryker, Slingshot, Spider, anything that on three wheels, this is the show for you. Today, I'd like to welcome Amanda from Ohio to the show. Amanda, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, this is great. I always start the show with the same question. What are you rolling on?
I have a 2021 Ryker Rally.
2021. Nice pickup. Now, for everybody that don't know, Amanda is a very unique rider, and she's going to tell us a little bit about why she's so unique in her riding style and how that came about. So, Amanda, the show's yours at this point.
Okay, so basically I am essentially a quadruple amputee. This is my hands, and I'm also double below the knee. I wear prosthetics, so I don't use a wheelchair or anything like that, but I don't, below my knee, I don't have my real legs. So I used to ride motorcycles before this happened about 8 years ago, well, 9 years ago, and I just missed it. I want to get back on something. It was one of my goals, and I was looking into the spiders. Did not realize how gigantic they were. I'm not a very big person to begin with. So once I actually I'm like, oh wow, that's it's too much of a thing. And then I was, let it go for a while, let it go, because I really didn't, I didn't like the sort of like Harley style, I really like the spider style. Right. So I came across the Ryker, and I'm like, what is that?
No, and then actually, you're right, because I was the same way. When I saw the Spider, I was like, that's a little too much bike for me. I rather sat in a car at that point. But
right,
it's a nice vehicle, but it's very, very big. But I could see why the Ryker came into choice for you. It is narrow, it's sleek, it's a whole new design, so I get it.
So I started researching, watched a lot of YouTube videos. Is actually how I came across you and a whole bunch of others. I think I've watched pretty much every video on YouTube at this point, and I was like, this thing is like meant for me.
I hear you. I was the same way. I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I made the purchase. I was watching so many videos. That's what got me to start doing my own YouTube. But just to get into the whole process of you, like, okay, so how does this entail? Like, you want to go out riding, you're on the bike. Like, is it a hard process to get out there on, or just, let the people know?
No, honestly, because of my hands, I don't have because there's no clutch, there's no handbrake. Right. It's perfect. I can function. I mean, essentially, my ankle doesn't move because it's, not real. So the foot brake is functional because I could adjust it to where I can use it. So there's no modifications that didn't already come on the Ryker that I needed to make, which I basically just throw my gear on and go.
So it was kind of built for you, I guess. No, that's an amazing story. Now, you told me you rode before.
Yeah.
What were you into? How was your riding style? What was that about? Like,
so the two bikes I had before, the first one was like it was like an 81 or an 82 Honda. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like almost like a cafe racer style.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
It was a 550, I think. It was too big it was too tall for me. So I had issues. I actually had an accident with it and injured myself, but that was just because I was like, I'll figure it out. It'll be okay. But it was too tall. I shouldn't have been riding it to begin with. And then the other one I had was the Kawasaki KZ440. It was like an 83, I believe. Loved it, was perfect, but it didn't have enough power. Like, I couldn't ride it on the highway. It wasn't.
I get what you're saying. You need a little more speed to get around. You get around. I get it. So, you live in Ohio. You always lived in Ohio?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Ohio. I spent, some years in my childhood in Tennessee, but my adult life has been in Ohio.
So, tell me about the bike life in Ohio from when you was riding two wheels to now. So, how is that about? How's that?
Ohio is very finicky as far as
Mm.
the weather goes. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, you can have one day where it's super cold, rainy, everything, and then the next day will be like 70s and beautiful. And it's the like this like it's the beginning of the season right now. I've actually been on the bike since I got it in March, but haven't, it's still like, once a week, like whenever like the weather breaks and I can get out on it. I'll even like take it up to the gas station just to get
Just to get some time in.
yeah.
No, I'm the same way. And trust me, New York's weather has been so up and down. I mean, we have an 80-degree day and everybody's like, great, it's riding season. And tomorrow's 52 and raining. Like, what just happened? So, yeah, we
So
in the
actually
same. Hmm.
actually don't see very many people have their bikes out and stuff yet. So
Okay.
like when I'm out, like I'm usually like I might see one or two other people, but like I'm usually like the only person
Oh,
that I
oh,
see.
okay.
Like so I just don't think people's like got them out and got them prepped and all that stuff for
Do you
the
see a lot of Rikers out in Ohio?
I have not seen one yet.
Wow.
At least in my
Wow.
area. I've seen spiders, but I have not seen another Riker.
Okay. Okay. So, out in Ohio, is it more? I mean, are you city? Are you suburb? Are you taking back roads? I mean, how's your riding?
So I live in sort of like just outside the city. So it's like suburb, I guess.
Hmm.
And I work 45 minutes away. So I usually just plan a route, like if I have the time to plan a route, you know, explore new areas, like go on back roads and stuff.
Right.
But I have taken it on the highway and stuff, and I'm perfectly comfortable doing that as well.
Oh,
Um, but yeah,
no,
I
no,
mean,
no.
I just
Mhm.
pray if it's the road, I'm good.
When you was riding on two wheels, did you ride with a group or you was like a solo rider? Like,
The guy I was seeing at the time, he had a bike, and honestly, I wasn't that comfortable with
hmm.
it. Like the three wheel thing is like I don't know. Like I was always apprehensive, which I know is not good because you're always you're going to put yourself in a situation if you're not completely like confident in what you're doing.
Right.
So yeah, the two wheel thing was I did it because I wanted to ride, but like there wasn't really
No
an option,
motivation, right?
yeah,
It
to
wasn't
look
really
into something else.
motivated. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Cause I guess I started the two wheel. I guess it was the same thing just because everybody else was doing it and I got into it. And then I wind up riding like everybody else because I wanted to keep up. And then later on, I found out that you just got to ride for yourself and not for everybody else. And then you'll wind up being a better rider instead of trying to chase what everybody else is doing. Right.
Yeah, yep.
So that works out. Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. So we spoke before a little bit through email, and I know you have a YouTube prior to
I
this. Yeah.
yes, it's mostly like makeup related stuff.
Mhm.
But I am actually have like a vlogging camera and stuff coming, so I sort of want to maybe transition it. That's why I switched my name, hoping to maybe incorporate the two together somehow. I'm not really sure. It's
Right.
it's a work in progress.
No, no, no. Absolutely. Starting YouTube is a work in progress by itself. So what is it like? So the thing you want to do with the vlogging now, moto vlogging and things like that, what are you putting out there? Like, what's going to be the premise? Like, out of all the YouTube, why are we coming to Amanda? Like,
I kind of sort of want to talk about, my maybe my disability and go to places that are sort of, um, you know, inclusive for people of, you know, with disabilities. I don't really know, but I want it. And then, obviously, like, the area I'm around, finding cool things to do. And,
hmm,
because I don't know or see anybody that highlights this area or anything. So I don't, I'm figuring it out, I guess.
No, actually, those are, I think, are the best channels when you're just figuring it out, and it's just, it's not scripted and it's open and you're just gonna throw it out there. But no, it sounds good, man. I hope that journey works out for you. Now, when you bought the bike, you bought it in Ohio.
Yes.
It was a Can Am dealer. So how did that process work?
So I was searching, I was looking at Rikers, and preferably I was trying to find one that was a dealership that was close to me, and one that had one in stock, because it was very hard to, everybody's like, nope, just sold it, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I found the one, he's like, we do, he's like, but it's in a crate.
Yeah.
So he's like, we have to build it. And I had my permit, but they wouldn't let me test drive it because I didn't have my full endorsement.
Oh, okay.
So they let me come out and sit on it. And, I felt that, I could operate everything and was comfortable on it. And that was all I knew. I was like, I'll take it. So they wouldn't let me drive it. So I had my dad come up. He's got his motorcycle endorsement. So he came up, he actually drove it home for me. And then after that, I was good.
No. Did you take the 3-wheel course? I mean, how does it work in Ohio about motorcycle?
So
The licensing.
you
Yeah.
can take the 3-wheel course, but there was nothing within like 2.5 hours from where I lived to do. So I took the knowledge test or whatever and got my permit. I actually go on Thursday to get my license, my full license.
Oh, okay, great. Good. Hope you pass.
Because of COVID, they're not.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're only doing testing in certain places, so I still have to drive like an hour to go take my test.
Yeah, things are behind for us out here in New York too with the COVID. It's even registrations. People have been waiting months to get bike registrations. It's really putting a damper. I think it's putting a big damper on the riding season also.
Probably.
And plus the whole year of being on lockdown, I don't think too many people went out and bought motorcycles,
Yeah, I was actually, with this, like the stimuluses and stuff, we weren't put necessarily in a hardship because we both continued. We both continued to work.
Okay.
Well, I was shut down for like 2 months when tattoo shops were shut down, but we were in a pretty good position. So I was able to actually save money and was like, you know what? I'm in a position where I can do this. And I've wanted this for a long time. And I'm just like, I'm going to do it.
No, absolutely. I mean, we have to push toward our determinations, right? So if this is what you're going to do, you got to push for it. I mean, there's no other way. It's not going to happen in any other way.
Absolutely.
Did you do tattoos?
Yes.
That's your profession?
Yep. I've been doing it for about 12 years.
Okay, nice. I had got tattoos when I was a lot younger. Now I can't stand the pain, so I kind of gave up on getting tattoos.
It's been a few years since I've gotten any more.
Right. No, I mean, it's a good profession, and trust me, everybody is doing it. I mean, I don't see a person without them at this point. Now it's strange if you run into a person without a tattoo, right?
It really is every walk of life. It's wonderful. It's I get to talk to people that I wouldn't normally talk to. Like, I saw them on the street or something, but they're kind of forced to talk to me, and it's cool. Like, it is.
No, that's great. So 2021 Ryker, you got any modifications on there yet?
I've added the seat, the passenger seat,
okay,
and the pegs. Not necessarily because I want to have a passenger, but I just think it looks super like sporty having that higher like tail end area. I got additional mirrors because I didn't feel the visibility of the stock mirrors were quite enough.
Okay.
And then I kept them, so it looks kind of like a bug now because I have basically 4 mirrors on it.
I see a lot of people do that. Yes.
And then I added the F4 Customs windshield because I do plan do highway driving.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that was important. And then what else? I did the little throttle assist thing, the quad lock phone mount. It's pretty much it.
Okay. The
There's a few.
windshield, the windshield is I have to say, my number one upgrade, because riding on highways, it does make it a lot easier for some reason with it. So yes,
Yeah.
it's a great upgrade. Now, how much have you spent so far on upgrades?
I'm probably gonna say maybe around 1,000.
Okay. That's a you,
There's,
you you'd have to be the lowest amount I've had on this show, because I
and
don't think
that's because I'm reserving myself because I want to do the LEDs on
ah
the front fenders.
mm.
There's a list, and my family has some of that list for like birthday gifts and things of that nature.
Good. That's a good way of doing it. That's a good way. Farm it out. I get it. No, that's dope. So like, okay, so what's the dream mod? Like, what's the one you like can't wait to put on right now?
Um, I don't
There's so many.
honestly. I've done. I mean, the windshield was the big thing. I'm gonna say the LEDs because I
Okay.
just want, for a safety factor. Like a lot of what I've done to it is a safety factor, because I just know the better you're seen,
Trust me, I'm trying all options, but this is,
Yeah, I've seen you've had some issues.
yeah, I'm trying all options. I actually have another set of LED lights for the back, and I'm gonna try that. I'm almost at to the point where I'm just gonna hang a stop sign over my shoulder, and this way people could see it from behind.
I want to put the brake light mod, the ST,
Oh, the one that flashes out when you slow
but
down.
I don't want to splice my lines. I don't want to screw anything up. I mean, I've done that stuff before, and wiring old CD players and stuff in cars,
Hmm.
but like
Hmm.
this is brand new. I'm like, I don't want to screw it up.
No,
So
no, absolutely. You got to do it where you're comfortable, where you're comfortable. So, Um, if someone is listening and they're traveling and they get to Ohio, what is like, if you're on a bike, what's the road that they should take, or the meetup spot, or the place to visit, for someone riding across country and things like that?
um I would say a really nice, I would say just sort of road to drive on would be 172. It actually runs, I believe, um it runs through the state, but like it's just very like twisty, hilly, it's 55 speed limit most places, except you're going through towns, but
Right.
it's just a nice, and like the roads kept up, um and you
No.
go through,
Yeah.
you pass a bunch of like just cool little old towns and things of that nature. As far as like a place to go
Well,
for
you know how
bikes,
people like to park up and meet and maybe have somewhere scenic or a good spot to eat, or, just one of those hangout places that, if you're traveling, be like somebody you would tell them, oh, you got to stop there, or you got to hang out there. Or,
so the place that they always have bike nights and stuff out around
right.
here is like the Quaker State, and like I'm sure they have that up there as well, but I've never really done that, so I've never
Mhm.
really ridden with other people and with a group, so I sort of just go out and do things on my own. I don't really meet up anywhere, so I'm
Right.
kind of I don't know anybody, and I'm
Right.
part of some of the Facebook groups and stuff, but
Hmm.
nobody's close to me. So
Well, you'll
um,
be surprised, because I've had people who've come on my show and then later on wind up getting the email from somebody. It was like, you know what? I'm 3 miles from your house. Let's go ride. I never
I
seen you
hope
before. So
I
it
hope
is,
that happens.
it does. Trust me. And it's crazy because I'll get emails saying, hey, I saw this person on your show. Can you give me their contact information? Like, I'm right there, and I got to make sure it's not a weirdo. trying to hunt somebody down, but usually, you know, if I see you on if you're on a bike, I get it. You're looking for more riders, but that's
Yeah,
happened. So, you know, this kind of show kind of brings people together little by little. You know, I'm not that far into it, but I do get, you know, some good emails every once in a while. So that's more or less why I pushed this out and why I pushed the Three Wheel podcast, because I want to show everybody that, you know, I know when it first started out, a lot of people were like, oh, those are not motorcycles, and oh, that's not a real bike. But I was trying to explain to people it's not a motorcycle. It's different. It's not a comparison. And I'm trying to get like the whole community into a big community of three
right.
wheels. That's the whole premise of everything I'm doing.
My parents actually have a Slingshot,
Whoa.
um, and they actually are the heads of the Mid Ohio Slingshot group. There's like 500 people that they head up. So they go on rides all the time, but my schedule, it never matches up. And they're like, "Oh, you can join." And I'm actually part of their group, and I'm like, she's like, "We have like two other people who don't ride slingshots," and I'm like, "Come on now, I feel weird."
That's nice though, man. So you got like a riding family that going on there.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's always been into motorcycles. I mean, he's actually disabled now. His knees are really bad.
Mhm.
He's looking into trachs, but that's going to be probably a couple years out. Um, and then my mom and stepdad, they have a slingshot. So, which I sort of like joke with them because, you know, I'm like, you have seat belts.
Seatbelts and a helmet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, I'm like, you have like cup holders, and like, I'm like,
One more wheel and it'll be a car, right?
cool. Like
No, that's
it looks like a crazy, like Hot Wheels. Like it's
are they all modded out too with this slingshot?
oh yeah.
Wow.
They've got it wrapped, they've got a like roof on it, they've got it like like just so much done to it. They got
Good for
LEDs
them.
all over it.
Good for them. Good for them. That's a nice way to travel. I like it. I haven't had anybody with a slingshot yet. So if your parents are willing, I'll take them on the show because I haven't done the slingshot yet. But
They yeah, I'll talk to them about it. They're not very as, as far as like this, like like video calls and stuff, I tech savvy, but they go all over the place. Like every year they go down to like Maggie Valley and do like Tail the Dragon, and all like they've traveled like cross country in it. Like they brought a trailer for it and they have that
mm,
all modded out. Like
nice, nice. I always hear about Tail of the Dragon. That's mostly everybody who I talk to talks about that road. So that's gonna be on my bucket list when I retire and start traveling. I'm gonna try to hit that up too.
maybe I'm thinking maybe next year I might try and go with them.
They
But
should vlog.
yeah, it's about 500 miles.
Hmm.
Um, but they do it all in one shot. And I don't, you know, I've done about 250 in one day on the Riker.
Okay.
Um, but 500 miles all on basically that's a long ride.
The 250 miles, was it comfortable?
I didn't have any problems. I mean
Mm.
the like back of my neck was a little sore, but I think that was because I was like a lot of
Oh,
like some of I was on the highway, so I was sort of
right.
punching down out of the wind.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say like the first couple times I rode it, I was like, I might need to get a different seat for this, but then I was fine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Don't
So,
have any
uh,
issues.
how many miles you got now on the bike?
But just over 600.
600. Okay, that's
So
cool.
in just over a month. I don't think that's too bad.
No, no, you're putting some good miles on it. You're putting some good miles on it. No, that's great. So listen, I like to end the show with this question. It's pretty popular now, and I know some people are now getting ready for it, but it's like, okay, if you had to describe your Can-Am experience in one word or one sentence, how would you describe it?
Freedom.
Mm, nice. And you know what? I haven't got the same answer twice. Isn't that something?
because
Everybody words it different.
I actually had thought about it beforehand. And I'm just like, I know that's cheesy to say that, but it's just like my life is so just everything has to happen like very specifically, whatever. But when
Mm,
I get on that, I can choose the route I want to take. I can choose, like, if I'm just going to work, I know I'm going to work, but it's how I get to work and what
I
I see
like
along
that.
the way is my sort like, I, you get in a car and you just want to get there as quickly as you can and be done with it. Like, I don't even want to drive my car anymore, but it's Ohio, so
No, I mean, absolutely. Listen, I like that. I like the fact that you said it's just freedom and you get to choose your own route. That's an awesome catchphrase. Probably going to use that in the thumbnail anyway. So you hit it right on the head. That was perfect. Listen, Amanda, thank you. Thank you for being on the show. Sorry about the little hiccup earlier, but this
that's
worked out perfectly. Listen, I want you to tell everybody what you got coming up, your social media, what's your plans. Just let the people know, the people are just listening.
so my Instagram, I'm pretty active on that. It's three-wheeled MUA, all lowercase. Same thing. I actually changed my YouTube channel name, so hopefully I'm gonna have some moto vlogs and stuff on that in the near future. That's pretty much it. That's my non-personal socials that I use. So
Okay. Okay.
it's
No,
all
perfect.
it's all the same.
Well, you hear it. So Amanda says if you're in the Ohio area and you're riding on a Ryker or a Spider and y'all want to do some group rides and Amanda's out there, her social media will be posted below as well as a YouTube. Like, follow, and subscribe to Amanda's YouTube page. She's coming up with some motor vlog, and that's going to be great. Please like, subscribe, and follow my channel, Rolling on Three Wheels. That's all spelled out. I know you guys like to watch the channel, but no one hits the subscribe buttons anymore, but that's okay. But I appreciate everybody watching. If you want to contact me to be on the show, it's rolling on three wheels at Gmail. That's the number three. So it's rolling on three wheels at gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram, the Shadow Black Riker, Twitter, rolling on three, and now TikTok. So I'm trying to cover all social media platforms. So follow my channel, follow Amanda's channel, and everybody, once again, thanks for watching, and please ride safely. All right.